Well, my initial plan for today was just to do another gaming vlog, but wouldn't you know it, it's that yesterday, hey, they announced their first look at this movie in full, and even as someone who's already been impressed by what I've been seeing so far, or I am actually really pleased that this is like the what we're getting. So here are my first thoughts on reveal reaction and thoughts to Fantastic Four First Steps, or the Fantastic Four First Steps, or just Fantastic Four 2025, whatever you want to call it. Let's let's coming to theaters everywhere on July 25th. Let's begin. The film, which is directed by Matt Shackman, and who previously had an aim of the franchise via his work on WandaVision, and will mark the first installment of Phase 6 of the MCU, who, at least I believe it will be one of the first ones. Like, I'm still trying to keep it straight. There's shows I haven't seen yet that I want to catch up on. Thankfully, only a couple. People I'm staying with have a lot more. Or, and also, I really like a couple major things right away that I'll be saying, like how the first is how they're actually building upon like an early pitch for the movie. I believe it was one that Peyton Reed made before he made the Ant Man trilogy, in which they're actually keeping like the '60s setting of the original comics and also treating the four like celebrities, what they went through, of sorts, and which is also one element I think has been missing from all the previous incarnations and on film. And yes, it includes like the unreleased Quarterman movie, which I'll be reviewing before this one comes out. Rest in peace, Roger. Her is actually depicting them as him as Marvel's first family, and this really in the sense of family. Like one moment they are banding together to face intergalactic threats. It's the next they're helping make dinner for Sunday evening, and it's a little touch I appreciate to me, especially where they actually. I had a feeling they'd be using CGI for the thing. I especially liked how they're getting little details like Ben's unibrow in that form, or the fact that Herbie, a character who's been divisive, if not just in the fandom, but also even in the Marvel themselves, I gather, or Tom DeFalco, who would later become the editor in chief, was not a fan, and I will make it work. I mean, even like the new design of the vanity plate, I'm actually really wouldn't mind if they kept that up, just tweaking their logo as I have been doing for many years, and I especially like how Galactus is not going to be a giant miasma of space gas this time. I'm actually getting a giant mecha. And as for people getting antsy about Juno's variant of the Silver Surfer, or they have dropped hints that it's a there's another continuity was a title rather than one person who happens to be a herald of Galactus. I mean, in fact, given how they seem to be open to casting actors from previous films into previous continuities, he's in new roles. I'm actually curious to see what Robert will do with Doom. I actually wouldn't even mind if they got Lawrence Fisher back to be Norrin Rad, man, as version of Silver Surfer. I mean, and yes, on top of the lovely Vanessa Kirby as Susan Storm, and I'm unfamiliar with the actor playing Johnny, but I'm eager to see what he'll do. Who I'm especially liking Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, which now adds him to once again and to a list of characters in both DC and Marvel roles. Roles mean that's to say things are good, but they can be better. Yeah. As for people who are skeptical about this reboot, as they often are, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. Hopeful, but given how this seems to be like a decade of do-overs, whereas in more senses than one, I think with this commitment to material, it seems to be one to be fully embracing the more absurd aspects of the Silver and Golden Age comic stories. I mean, for all its fails, I really cannot imagine it being more of a horror infamous than the last attempt was. I still maintain just thought that one was okay, average, but at least understood why people didn't like it. I mean, especially when looking at how trouble production was. I mean, I'm just glad that Jordan and managed to make it up relatively unscathed, and he's and also looking back, I guess especially after Reggie Cathy being gone, he was too good for that film and this world, man. Anyway, that'll be all for now, and I will definitely be getting you my next gaming vlog sometime this week, and that'll be all again soon. Excelsior. Mm-hmm.